Hey guys, how's it going? Thursday afternoon, it's almost 4 o'clock. Sticking with our promise, said I'd give you a live video every week about a special subject. And please don't forget to check out my Q&A. Sending that Q&A out on a Tuesday afternoon. If you have any questions that you want answering, send them over and I will answer them. So here we go. Today's topic that we're going to be talking about is all about time management. If you have issues around time management, Jessica, you're pretty good at time management. Thanks for hopping in. If you have issues around time management, put them in the comments. What are your problems? What's the issues? Do you not have time to do anything? Do you wish there was like more hours in the day? Are you just like complete mayhem? Don't know how to organize your life? Hopefully over the next half an hour, yeah, doll in the desert, you're always on time. Hopefully over the next half an hour, I'm gonna help you to get more of an idea of how you should organize your day. Andre, you've just joined. What's your best time management tip? Doll in the Desert has a gold medal in procrastination. Well, hopefully, mate, with a little bit better time management and a little bit better structure of your day, you're actually gonna have no more time to procrastinate and more time to do stuff. So the first thing I always say to people is take a little bit of inventory of what's going on, the different things that you've got in your life. That's the most important. We've all got 24 hours in a day and we've got to fit all of this stuff in. So take an inventory of what you've got to do. For a lot of people, hi Baha, nice to see you, mate. You're always on time, you got loads of time. If you've just joined, guys, we're talking about time management, how to manage your day better and therefore how to manage your life better, how to get a lot more out of your life. That's what I want to try and help you with in this video. So the first thing I was saying there is take inventory of what's going on. What really is a priority? And the priorities that I like, John, this is not a snatch clinic, but I'm gonna help you get that goal. That's actually a good point. If you want me to help you get your goal, I'm giving away 1 month of free online coaching. All you have to do is post your goal to Instagram and put me in the comments, say, this is my goal, MJD_Smith is gonna help me smash it. I'm gonna help John smash his, that's for sure. What I was saying there is you've got to figure out what's important. A lot of people, the only variables in their life that are important and that are fixed is actually their office hours. And if that's where you're starting, then just start there. 9 to 5, 8 to 6, just drop that into your calendar. That's the first thing, but you've got to take inventory. What do you want to do? Understand how much time you're going to spend with your family. Understand how much time you need to spend on fitness. Fitness is a crazy thing. I want to digress a little bit quickly here. I see it all the time that people are like, I need to get fit now. So what do? They go and they start to join a gym. They join a gym and then after a week they're like, I just don't have time to do it. Well, of course you don't, because to join a gym, you need an extra hour each time you go to the gym to do the workout and to tell your friends and to put it on Instagram. Obviously it takes about another half an hour and then you need time to get there. So we're now having to create a lot more time within the day. So really you have to take an inventory of what's going on so that you understand what's going to become a priority and then we can start to put things in line. One thing that you should do at this stage as well when you're looking at time management is just have a revisit to your why. Understand exactly why you're doing stuff. Hop over to my website, mjdsmith.com. There's loads of articles on the blog there about the why. Andre says, my tip, which you taught me, organize your schedule hour by hour, build it based on values and priorities. Absolutely, mate, that's what we're saying here. So an inventory of what's going on, you'll then understand what's important to you. You'll only understand what's important to you if you understand what your why is. You'll only understand what your why is if you hop over to my website, mjdsmith.com, and have a read of the article there, which is all about why. If you're not able to find that article, send me a message and I will send it over to you. Have a good look, don't be lazy, because that will waste my time and that annoys me. So, what's important to you is super important. What's important, super important, we're getting there. What's important to you is really what you need to start out with. For me, every week when I'm looking at my schedule, I put the things in that are most important. I ask myself how much time I can spend with my family, and I put that into my schedule. I also look at my health, number 2, because this is my order of priorities. This is where I do things from. Number 2 is my health, so how much training I'm gonna do. And training for me is also related to sleep. So how many hours I'm gonna sleep, that's a priority as well. How much time I'm gonna spend on recovery, that's a priority. Could be some stretching, it could be a visit to the physio, it could be a visit for a massage, something like that. I'll then come to my work life. How much time I wanna spend working that week. And I start to pad out my schedule accordingly. One thing that you need to look at is your big picture goals. Break them down on a daily basis. So you need to be knowing on a daily basis what you're doing to work towards a goal. For most of your goals, there's something that you can do very small every single day. And what that will help you with is it'll help you to make sure that you feel fulfilled, that you're getting closer to your goal. You might have a big goal that's not, the deadline is not until the end of the year, but there's small things that you can do every single day. Recap quickly, time management, take inventory of what's going on, revisit your why. That'll help you to figure out what's important for you and understand that you can do stuff every single day to help get you towards your goals. We're talking about goals, guys. If you have any questions, we're talking about time management and that's related to your goals, apologies. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. This is supposed to be interactive, two-way. I'm talking, you're supposed to be writing. Hit me with some questions, I'll carry on. The most important thing to me for time management, which may sound really obvious to a lot of you, is you have to be super anal with your calendar management. This could be on any level. My dad's 70 years old and he uses a paper calendar and it makes me crazy. Paper diary. Lots of people still use paper and that's absolutely fine, but I'm like, what I like is that now I'm an Apple guy. A lot of you use Android, Google, and absolutely hate Mac, and that's all good. Let's not get into it here. But the thing is, with all our calendars now, they sync across all of the platforms. So you have to be really anal with your calendar. One thing that's really helped me with my calendar is that I actually put everything is color coordinated. So I have a color in my calendar for my family. I have a color in my calendar for inner fight meetings, an inner fight business. I have a color in my calendar for Smith Street business. I have a color in my calendar for developing content. So like this time now, which is an Insta story, which is an Insta live, it's going out. It's in my calendar basically from last week, and it also has a color in it. So when I look at my calendar in one shot, I can see how much time I've put into each thing in a week. Same with my training, that also has a different color. So you really need to be on your calendar. I would say, someone asked me the other day, I would say that I probably check my calendar up to 20 times a day, making sure that everything fits in super well. I'm gonna tell you an experiment I did a few years ago. It was actually when I was working at Adidas in about 2008, 2009. I split my day, as Andre said before there, into hour chunks. And then I split a lot of those hour chunks into half an hour chunks. And I started from the morning and I said 6 o'clock I'm gonna wake up, and I color coded the whole day to figure out how productive I could be. I did an experiment for 2 weeks, Excel spreadsheet, each individual hour and sometimes half an hour was split down, and I followed it religiously. I got so much stuff done in those 2 weeks that I'd never got done before. I was reading a lot. I'm gonna answer that question. That's a really good question, Megan. I'm gonna tell you exactly when to start planning your calendar, because I think that's where people get a little bit freaked out as well. So for 2 weeks I was super anal. And then I realized that if I continued this amount of sort of anal focus on it, that I'd actually implode. It didn't need that much, but what it needs is it needs a weekly focus. And that answers your question there, Megan. What I do with my calendar, on a Wednesday, I'll start to plan for the coming week, Wednesday or Thursday. Some stuff obviously I have, like I know I'm giving a talk in 3 weeks time, or I know I'm going on holiday in 5 weeks time. That'll already be in the calendar. But I want, by the time I wrap things up on a Thursday, just after this, that my week for next week is pretty much padded out. As I said, my priority is my family time, so all the time I'm gonna spend with Holly next week, it's already in my calendar. When my mum's here, she goes in the calendar. When my dad's here, he goes in the calendar as well. The second thing that goes in, and yes, next week I'm gonna do some physical exercise. I have a few sessions I'm gonna be able to do next week on my bike here indoors. I'm not going outside. I don't wanna do any of that quite yet. I'm not ready. But my health will go in second. So I'll be doing 3 or 4 sessions next week on the Turbo Trainer in the gym. They're already in my diary for next week. And then all the work will flow in there as well. There's also a little technique that I learned from one of my fitness mentors, Ben Greenfield, helped me a lot. He's a super famous dude in the States, go check him out. He is geeky as hell. Recently had stem cells injected in his penis as part of a test for men's health. It's absolutely wild. Go and listen to him on the Joe Rogan podcast if you want to check that out. It blew my mind. That bit was very weird and quite, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but a lot of the other stuff he spoke about is super interesting. And what Ben taught me is that plan your days in buckets. For example, on Monday, if you guys who are following me on Instagram, you'll see on my Instagram, every Monday, I will do podcast stuff. I will pretty much only do podcasts on a Monday unless my guests can't get here. So I will always offer a guest Monday only for podcast because it fits in with what I want to do. And most of the time those guests can get there. I did do a podcast yesterday because Brian couldn't get here on Monday. It just didn't work for him. But I will put my days in buckets. So Sunday is quite an admin day for me here at the gym. I'll do a lot of sort of the admin stuff that I hate doing, and my team in there all do a lot for me. Monday, I'll go more into podcasting stuff, creative stuff. So I have stuff back to back the whole day, and I'll just follow it through the week like that. Wednesday, I'll spend a little bit more time on Smith Street. And you know what? Sometimes when you get into that bucket style of managing your time, it actually gives you a lot more sort of less stress. It allows you just to know that that thing doesn't need to be done. If an email arrives now on a Thursday afternoon, some people will open it, read it, just absolutely get freaked out about it, and basically they'll answer it straight away. That email might not need to be answered for another 3 or 4 days. So stuff that can wait for my admin day on Sunday, I'll just push till Sunday. And if anyone calls you half an hour after they've sent you an email and says, why haven't you answered yet? You know how to deal with them. I don't need to speak about it on here like that. Yeah? So buckets are actually super, super useful. Getting anal with your calendar, really understanding it, make sure it's synced across all platforms, and actually breaking your week down, your days down into buckets so you know what you're going to do on those days. I use 2 different apps. Calendar, I just use the Apple Basic Calendar. As I said, a lot of people are on different platforms. A lot of people are using Google, and Google Calendar works super well, syncs over all these different platforms. I use my calendar on my Mac, and another app that I use and is synced across all of my platforms is Evernote. I basically have everything that I need in my Evernote. I can look at it on any single device, and that helps me manage my time super well because everything is there. I can share different notes, and it's kind of a little bit like, I guess, Google Hangouts. It's not quite like Google Drive. Google Drive's a little bit more like Dropbox. Whoever's using Evernote will know. Anyone use Evernote? Stick your hands up. No hands go up. Super, super cool platform and a super cool piece of software that you can use. So that's what I'd say. I'd say try and use some apps that work for you. It's actually an app that you can download to your phone, which is frightening at the same time. It takes about a week to get all the information. Hey dear, cheers. Takes about a week to get all the information, but basically what it does is it tells you how much time you're spending in each app in your phone, which is sometimes absolutely mind-blowing. You look at time management, and that's what this is all about. Sometimes when you look at time management, look at how much time you literally spend here on Instagram. Now, a lot of you, this is your job. This is kind of my job, and I'm trying to get as much content out to you guys as possible. But a lot of people say, oh, I don't have time to read. You don't have time to read because you're flicking through people's comments about shit that you really shouldn't be caring about. So close Instagram, go over to Kindle on your iPhone or on your Android, and just read a little bit. So you've got to be a little bit smart about that. This app will show you exactly what you're spending the most time on. I can't remember the name of it. I'll figure it out and I'll stick it on my story later. I used it for a while and it actually made me sort of realize a lot. Talking about time management, distractions is one of the biggest things at the moment why we're not able to manage our time properly. We got way too much going on, and I'm gonna hammer on the smartphone. Should we close it now? 1419 M, yep. If this is not valuable to you, you should close it. If you have time management issues, buddy, you should listen up because I'm gonna help you right now. On your phone, I turn off all notifications except phone, SMS, old school, and WhatsApp. The reason why I keep WhatsApp on, sometimes it annoys the hell out of me, but I never have the first part of the message or the message preview appearing on the screen. I don't have push email. I don't have any social media alerts on my phone whatsoever. I check email on my terms when I want to check it, and I reply on my terms when I want to check it. If something's super important, someone's going to call me and I'm going to fix it up with them. If it's not, then there's no reason for me to reply to their email within 5 minutes. Same thing goes if you just need to get hold of someone, just call them, just give them a shout. So on your phone, restrict the amount of notifications that you get. That's going to help you manage your time a lot more. You're going to spend a lot less time on your phone, and you're going to have that time to do other things. I really, really think that we're wasting a lot too much time on our phones these days than we potentially should be. That's distraction. Stop getting distracted. That's what I really say to a lot of people. They're just getting way too distracted a lot of the time. I think one thing about time management as well, we often feel like we should say yes to people a lot more. We say yes to going here that we don't want to go to. We say yes to doing things that we don't want to do. We also sometimes say yes to doing work for people that actually isn't part of our job. And I really want to encourage you guys to learn a little bit more to say no to things. If you're not able to do it, if you don't want to do it, if it's not within your values and it's not going to fit in your time, just say no. People will understand. Say no to social events because you need to sleep on the weekend. What's going to happen? Someone's going to think you're a nerd. Yeah, you're a nerd, but you're going to wake up and go to work on Sunday or Monday morning with loads more energy. I think a lot of the time people are just saying yes to things, they're going along with things that actually just eat their time up over and over and over. And you just need to focus on where you can get a lot more efficient as well. For example, in queues, when you're queuing up, why can't you be reading on Kindle? To read, and this is one of the biggest things that I've seen coming through, and it's something that I've really tried to do a lot more over the last 2 or 3 years, is read a lot more. There's so many different opportunities to read. Like, if you've got Kindle on your iPhone or on your smartphone, you can literally read anywhere you want. So guys, that is a lot about time management. It's very different for every single person, that's absolutely for sure. Some people feel it's easy to manage their time. Some people feel their job runs them. Some people feel that they just don't have time at all. But if you go through those steps, take an inventory of what's going on, revisit your why, go to my website, mjdsmith.com, read the article over there. From that, figure out what's important to you. Understand that your big picture goals you can be working on every single day. Get super anal with your calendar, manage it, plan it out about a week, maybe 2 weeks in advance. Don't go too far because you'll just end up changing it, and look at it a lot during the day to make sure everything's in check. Leverage technology as much as you can. I love the apps Evernote, and I just use Calendar from Mac that syncs over all of my devices. Talking about your devices, stop getting distracted. Don't use things that don't need to be used. Turn off as many notifications as you can. And the final point there, realize that you don't have to say yes for everything. You can say no to certain things. If it doesn't fit in with your plan about where you're going, say no to it. There we go. That's been another live, folks. Thanks to everyone who joined in. Thanks to the guys that made some comments and actually had some interaction. These things actually go way better when you interact. Thank you, Megan. You're a champion. See, Megan's spoken to me all the way through. Trey came in at the start and obviously got bored because it doesn't fit in with his time. I've taught him how to manage his time, so that's okay. If you do have questions, folks, on time management, hit me up. I know it's not related to health and fitness, but it's something that I've found I'm able to get a lot of things in. I run a couple of different companies. I try and have as much fun as I can. I travel a lot, so my time management kind of works quite well. Hopefully for you guys it does too. For those of you here in the Middle East, hope you have a fantastic weekend. Hope you use the rest of Thursday super well to plan your week coming. If you do have any questions about what I've spoken about or the bits of technology that I've spoken about or want to learn more, hit me an email, ms@innerfight.com. I'd love to hear from you. Those of you that are managing your time well, awesome. You're probably achieving loads of cool things in life. Thanks a lot for listening, guys. Catch you soon.